セシルは結構負けず嫌いなとこがあるな。
Alrighty, this is the first of the goodbye Utapri videos. Yep, no more English version or Chinese version. So today I want to use up all my saved resources to get cards, and then in part 2, probably, well, a week from now, it will be a week from now, but not on the 18th, maybe the 19th or the 20th, I'll use up the bangles. Hopefully I get all my bangles whenever I finish the monthlies. I'll get around to using up the bangles. I don't think I even need that many, actually. So yeah, probably the 19th or 20th, I'll go through the bangle shop and get everything. That'll be nice, I guess. Oh, it's pretty sad. Yeah. You know, I still have a decent amount of prisms to pick up from the songs. So, well, whatever. I really wanted to go through my bonus stuff more so than this photo shoot. It's nice that it's got a 6% UR rate, but yeah, we're gonna use up all this stuff. Whoa, I never had that many of these. Yeah, these ones are just 2%. Yeah, so let's go. It's weird. This is the third game to die on me this year. So 2022, not a good year for Otome-like games, apparently. Well, I still have, I don't think I'm really Alright, yeah, 2022, not a good year for Otome games. I lost Otome cell phone games. So I already forgot. A3 was the first one to go. Was that this year? And then Wannabe Challenge. Okay. So A3 shut down first. Then Wannabe Challenge. Then Wannabe Challenge was just in no update land, and I apparently deleted it. Have not checked on it since a couple months ago. And then Utapri leaves, because that's what happens with games like this, they always leave. But I still have Mr. Love Queen's Choice, which will fill the gaping hole in my heart. Only one? I don't want this to be super long, but it feels bad to skip. This is the last time we'll get to do this sort of thing. Maybe I won't do the prisms as well. I'll hold off on that. It'll probably be a 3-part sort of thing. don't know if that's maxed out. Yeah, I need to... sorry. I don't know why I'm backing out. Should I go around more? Alright, so I decided that I wanted to pull for Ranmaru and this choose an idol. Just because I don't have that many Ranmaru URs. And I have a lot of the Shining Superstars Ranmaru, 3 copies of that, but I don't have the Shining Live Ranmaru, so I wouldn't mind getting that. So there's only a 10% chance of disappointment, and even then, it's whatever. We're going with Ranmaru. What? Nice. Does that match the Ragey one, or if so, cool. Now I have a matching set. Well, it's hard to be happy when the game is dying. Oh no, I have to choose. I think I'll go with Tokias. Pretty sure I barely have Tokias. Well, I don't know if I have Iris. Apparently I do have that one. Alright, do another one of these. This is a pretty good roll. Oh, I think that I maxed out though. Pretty sure that Kami's maxed out. Funny that they came from the same set and that mask might be maxed out. No, I'm pretty sure that's not maxed. Wait, can I see if I click? The sad photo shoot. What's the random point sheet in there? I really cannot say that I'm surprised by the game ending, but I really was hoping that it could last a good 7 years. Oh! Alright. Yes, fried chicken around here. Nice. Hasn't it? It's only been 4 years. When did this game come out exactly? Yes. Look at him. Look at him. The pools are so nice. I really enjoy the way this game was constructed. So The app was released in late 2017. The English server was a little later than that at some... So... Wait. So I guess it did get pretty close. A little over 5 years. That's a nice card. There's a lot of Utapri content out there, but this game was my introduction to Utapri, which is kind of funny. The Love Live. Ooh, that's new. Where is this from? Tropical Vacation. Alright, so the Love Live All-Stars game, that was my introduction to idle game. It wasn't my first gacha. Okay, it was because of my like real deep interest in the Fire Emblem Heroes gacha. Like watching those gacha videos on YouTube got me crossed over into Love Live, watching Love Live gachas, and then when I downloaded Love Live to check it out, I didn't like it very much, like actually playing it, but that ended up, I think I downloaded Utapri before the Love Live actually, because I saw the Utapri and that reminded me of like this Tap Revenge game that I remembered fondly, like wanting to get good at the Tap Revenge game. So I actually played the Utapri Shining Live before the Love Live. But it's only because I was looking for Love Live that I saw Utapri, because, you know, they both came from K-Lab. Hey, I think that's me. Yay! Alright, choose an idol. Masa. Cecil. That card. How many do I have? There's a lot of stuff I have hoarded. I'm sorry, and I'm meandering. I don't have that many of these. I don't know why I went here. Alright. Oh, the same one. Alright, let's do another one of these. Alright, when I get through the long ones, it'll go by faster. It's funny because I keep remembering that I can't be happy right now, but this game brings joy to the people. This is a game that I put by far the most money into, which was still not a lot of money, like a few $100 over the course of 2 going on 3 years, I guess. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, I specifically put money into this game because I was so afraid that they were gonna close down the game without having support, so I wanted to show monetary support. Like, when I started this game, it was clear that there wasn't much of an audience there. Alright, let's go with Masa. And then, like, over time, there was just even less. So I definitely had fears about the game closing down, but I still, I was like, it's too good of a game to be shut down. I don't know. I can't say I'm surprised that's ending, but it seemed after the anniversary, I was so pleased by the anniversary. I just did not see it coming this soon after big stuff like that, but yeah, the Japanese version is doing fine, I presume. And that got my hopes up. That one might be next. That's definitely news. I did not pull on that button. Now I'm wondering if I should expand. It's gonna be a bit of a pain to clean out the barracks space, the backstage. I don't know. I call it the barracks space because of Fire Emblem Heroes, clearing out the barracks with your warriors. What is it called in Utapri, the photo shoot space? It's funny though, because since I really got into Utapri, I gradually abandoned Fire Emblem Heroes, and I was pretty deep into that community. And that introduced me to Fire Emblem and got me to buy the Switch, really. Like, yay! I like this. I like it. It might not be a good color for Masake, but I still like it. But yeah, the Fire Emblem Heroes got me to buy Switch, more or less, because I wanted to play Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I have not finished that game. It's been a while. But the quick form games, like your mobile games, are easier to consume, you know? Even though I'll do a game like Utapri for hours at a time, probably not hours, it's easy to go in and out, but I can definitely exceed multiple hours and a day just accumulate. Like, it's easier to piecemeal it out through the day, for sure. The events, other games, I was not able to get competitive at all with events. I think even with Utapri I wasn't all that competitive, but I did like... Oh! Another flip?
故郷の砂漠を思い出します。サンダルを脱いで裸足になってみましょうか。さあ、私の手を取って。
Oh my god. Yay! I'm really glad I recorded as many Utapri videos as I did. I actually have a lot of videos with no audio, and it'll be fun just to look back on those at some point. Just because it still scratches that itch. I don't know what it is about the gacha. Well, yeah, I do know. I have like a really strong tendency. I didn't realize how much was in this pool. Oh, that was a new show? Yay! Look at him! Look at him! Tropical. Alrighty. Yes, let's get through some of these. How many of these do I have? But yeah, now that Utapri is leaving me, it really absorbed like the bulk of my mobile game time. And I do have other games that I could get back into, like the ones I've mentioned. Mr. Love, Queen's Choice for the otome aspects. And it's also as a gacha, but I'm less into that as a gacha. Not really. It's fine. But I really like Fire Emblem Heroes as a gacha, so I'd probably get back into that. But you know what? I think I'm looking more forward to dusting off my Switch that I barely played. So, on the bright side, no more Utapri means a void of game time that will be filled with other games. Yeah, I'm really just free will in here, but yeah, the collection aspects of the gacha is what really gets me. And the gambling. I find the gambling exciting. I like saving up my currency and then spending it with the chance of greatness, but pretty often you're disappointed. Yeah, Utapri has a nice balance. Mr. Love, somehow I get lucky in that, but the odds for that are like not good. Managed to get lucky in that game too many times. But the way the mechanics, like just how the stars roll out in a circle and then you're like, ooh, rainbow, and you get all excited. That's wonderful. Like just the way it really, I want to say scratches that itch, it gets you hype. Who should I do? Victoria? Yeah, I love the mechanics of pulling in Utapri. It's just really nice. I do get that as well with Love Live, so it's probably just a K-Lab thing. K-Lab? I should... did K-Lab make new games? I might pick up another K-Lab, but then, I don't know. It won't be the same. That's pretty good. third flip. What is this?
撮影では気を配りました。
I think they did this on purpose. The flip rate is higher than the regular UR8. That's the only explanation for what's going on here. I have a lot of these. For as much as I do appreciate Utapri as a gacha, and I think it's more balanced than your average gacha, coming from Fire Emblem Heroes, it's not very generous. I think Fire Emblem Heroes, it has to be the most generous gacha game out there. Like, when you come from that to another game, you are slapped in the face by these odds. You're like, what the hell? Let's go again. Ooh. Nice port. Yeah, I haven't played in a while, but I'm pretty sure 5% for the high tier cards is the standard, and you regularly get 8% banners in Fire Emblem Heroes. Yeah, it's pretty nice. The currency is not hard to gather up as well. You really do not have to. That is a much more free-to-play friendly game. Also, the way they do the gachas. I'm talking about Fire Emblem. And this, yeah, and that's just on my lane, sorry. But yeah, just the way they do the gachas, you can hone in on your favorite character more. Well, it's like you can select the type that there's different colors for the stones, and you can select a certain color and then skip the other stones. So that's like in this game, if you can, lots of URs, you can select a certain boy. Crystal Dawn.
今こそ知らしめるとき。さあ、者ども、思う存分暴れてこい。
Oh, I must say, I love the pirates. It was hard for me to resist not pulling on the pirate banner. I think I did pull on it. I pulled on one of them, just maybe both of them, just to get the guaranteed SRs. The cherry blossoms and the pirates was in the 5th. What anniversary was that? Like, what anniversary did we just have? The last anniversary cards were the best. That had to be the 5th anniversary. Okay, I'm getting very off track. No, that was the 4th anniversary. I have not been sleeping much lately. My mind is not fully with me, but we'll get through this. Oh, there's a lot of. Oh! Nasty. Yay! Give me a lot of this. There's a secret raid up going on. What's going on here? That thing's normal. Let's do some points. I don't know what. I was just thinking about how when I saw the bad news, I was not feeling great in general, so that was just like cherry on top of a shitty Sunday. But I don't know where I was going with that. I'm just getting rambly, delirious at this point. Let's do one of these. Give me a bar. Do I have this one? There's a monster that I got like 2 of. No. Yeah, that's it. Do I have the commune theme park? I don't know. There's still a ways to go. We've gotten through quite a bit. Why are they coming together? I don't think I have either of those cards. I've seen a lot of that set and the resort tropical adventure set. Oh, this one's the new Halloween. Oh, I do have those. I think I should stick with the ones I don't have very many of. I'm gonna avoid my faves. Do I have that? Yeah. I think I have a good amount of eye cards actually, but eye is like this boy. Pretty sure that's maxed out. Let's keep going on with this for a little bit. I really like that. Little bear. I really like that little bird. You know, I really like little things. Just making things little is so cute. Like I'm thinking about my little tiny bottles of maple syrup. Can't say words today. Another one of these. Just stop giving me bad juju, eye. Let's see, one more. There is bad juju. I've seen you a lot today. Oh, what the heck? What is...
マサとナツキの3人でこの衣装で記念写真を撮ったんだ。
I love you. I have multiple of you. Alright, who's this? Show?
配達の途中他の局員
Oh,
さ
I
ん
have
とすれ違ったん
multiples
だ。
of you.
同じ制服を見つけると嬉しいもんだな。もちろんすぐに挨拶したぜ。
Ooh, I like this one. Alright, I think I'm just gonna finish up these, then go down the line, burning up everything else. I really like that white base there. Bad juju eyes, stop. He's like, I brought you 2 URs. Sure you did, I. I don't know why I went back. Yay! Why did you give me so many of these? Because I didn't have them? I think it was added to the box recently, like for real, and before they added everything else. I'm like, this is too much good luck. Let's give her the 1 gold star. Yay! Ooh, I like his little paper. What is this for? Huh? Is it just really fancy? Why'd I go back? We're getting to the end game now. Alright, one more. Game. Are you serious? Oh my. This game is listening to me. It's like, she loves pirates. Give her all the pirates. Oh man. Well, game, what about the cherry blossom boys? Give me all the cherry blossoms. Meet cherry blossom Kanye. Wait, do I? Look. Pirates, all the pirates. Okay. Jump. I need to stop dragging this out so much. We need cherry blossom around here. Probably could have picked the oh, hello. What is up with this set? What is this set called? White Day Present. So I'm wrapping. They're the presents. Oh yeah. Masa. I just saw you. Let's go with the ring. Well, do I have all the melty cupids? I'll go with the Kami. Wow. Okay. Then I'll go. Oh, I just won't do that again. I have so many of that. Oh, I've gotten so many of that card. Sold once away. Yay! I already have this, but still I love the cherry blossoms. Give me all the cherry blossoms. Whoops. Wait, why'd I go back? toilet. I think I'll just swap between the toilet and Tokyo for the rest of these. Do I have that? I might have a lot of those. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
豪華な衣装に負けないよう撮影では気を配りました。
Wait, is this? That's the second time today. He got me. He got me. I got a lot of these. Alright. There's 2 more of these. I didn't realize how many SRs were in that. Somehow, it's not paying attention. A single. Almost there. Ooh. I've gotten that card. One more of these. Yeah, so I just got you. Did it freeze again? Okay, that card has to be maxed out. Ooh. I've seen so much of this card. Now he gotta get us some full sets today. This is the present set. White day present. And they're like, let me give my best sexy look. I really do like the White Day Present show. Oh, you remember what the Reiji looks like?
俺が彦星なら
Ooh.
織姫の君に寂しい思いなんてさせないよ。会えなくても毎日連絡するし
I love it.
ギターを弾いて歌を届けるから。
Well, they've been trying to tell me all day long that you should have this complete set, but what about the Cecil? Huh? What about the Cecil? That might have to be a next week thing. I don't know why I went back. The last one. It's gotta be good. And there's gonna be an original UI. Let's see.
可愛いイルミネーションやロマンチックなライトアップもいっぱい写真に残しましょうね。はい、チーズ。
Oh. Well, we ended on a frozen good note, but that's all I'm going to do Utapri wise today. Kind of ran out of things